Max.
Oh, here we go.
It's time for free money.
Oh, we don't have a jingle for this.
We don't, not yet. Money. Free
know.
money is I'm gonna do my picks against the spread for college football. All the college football games across the Lone Star State.
Sure.
So Max, let's get to it.
Okay.
Let me preface this by saying I cannot be held responsible for gambling losses.
And we do not promote gambling of any kind.
Of course not. I'm very bad at this. Hence why it's called free money. Free money for the casinos.
Okay.
Max,
Greg.
let's get to it.
Alabama State taking on your UTSA Roadrunners. No line.
6 p.m. Saturday. Basically, we're saying that this is most FBS versus FCS teams don't set a line. The UTSA should win. There's no reason to think they should lose to Alabama State, the debut
And boy, if they do.
of Frank Wilson. We're going to answer a lot of questions about UTSA. What do they look like basically in general?
Sure.
We imagine we'll see a lot of Jarvion Williams. The fact they have Jarvion Williams, Alabama State does not. I like UTSA to win this one. So,
All right.
next one.
7 p.m. Saturday. Stephen F. Austin versus Texas Tech.
Okay.
No line.
I mentioned this, again, another FBS versus FCS. Texas Tech's going to win. Texas Tech's going to win by a lot. I think they're going to put up a lot of points. This is a game that we're going to find out a lot about this Tech defense because Stephen F. Austin with quarterback Zach Conk can put up points.
Sure.
I like Tech, obviously. I think they're going to win this game. But we're going to find out a lot more by not by the number of points that Tech scores, but by the number of points that Stephen F. Austin scores and the yards. And
It's not your average FBS versus FCS.
It's not. It's an interesting game. So I'm going to go with Tech in that one, obviously.
All right. 6:30 p.m. tonight. Northwestern State versus your Baylor Bears. 47.5.
So Baylor's a 47.5-point favorite here. The question is, are they going to cover 47.5? Okay, Baylor's going to win. Asking 47.5
That's
is
a lot, right?
I think the smart move, especially with so many questions we have for Baylor, the smart move would be to take the 47.5 points. It wouldn't surprise me if they won like 60-14.
Right.
But 60-14 wouldn't do it.
Right.
You realize that?
Yeah.
They win 60-14, an absolute drubbing.
Yeah.
They would not cover the spread.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the points. I'm gonna take Northwestern State to cover. They're obviously not going to win this game. Okay, Baylor's going to win this game straight up. But I'm going to take those points.
Cannot wait to replay that clip
when
the apocalypse happens on Monday.
I'm going to take 47.5. I'm going to take Northwestern State plus 47.5.
Okay.
What's next?
All right. Okay. 7 p.m. Saturday night. Redundant. The South Dakota State Jackrabbits versus your TCU Horned Frogs.
No line.
No line.
All right. I'm going to take TCU, obviously. TCU wins this game. I think, going away. Want to see what this offense looks like. So many moving parts. New quarterback in Kenny Hill. Offensive line that needs to be rebuilt. Receiver core that needs to be rebuilt. I'm interested in seeing who the offensive weapons are. I'd love to see TCU like pitch a shutout in this one and really just be like and stake their claim as the best defense in the Big 12. Yeah. These are things I'd like to see from TCU. They're going to win this game with no line. I'm just going to take TCU straight up, but
sure.
That's where I would go with that. So I'm going to go TCU over South Dakota State.
All right. 2:30 p.m. Saturday. Your Texas State Bobcats travel to Athens, Ohio. They're 21-point underdogs.
So Ohio's a 21-point favorite in this one. I'm not real sure what to make of this, only because this is the debut of Everett Withers, and in an opener, sometimes motivation can be the difference here. Ohio's got a couple pretty interesting defenders in their linebacker Quentin Poling and defensive end Terrell Basham. We don't really know what to make of Texas State.
Sure.
On the road, it's probably smart to take Ohio in the 21 points.
Okay.
I'm going to take Ohio minus 21 in this one, but I don't know. This is tough because
a lot of unknowns.
The motivational factor, and that's what Everett Withers is known for. He's known for being a very fiery guy. He's going to have his dudes fired up, and that might be enough to cover.
But the talent on field might not be enough either way.
It might just be enough, not be enough. So I'm going to take New Mexico, or rather, I'm going to take Ohio minus 21 and the points. Yes. I'm going to take Ohio. I'm going to take Ohio to cover 21.
Right. New Mexico State versus UTEP. 7 p.m. Saturday. Your Miners, a 9.5-point favorite.
The Miners will have Aaron Jones. New Mexico State, it appears, will not have Larry Rose.
So that's it.
That's it.
Right.
UTEP's going to win. I think UTEP wins by 14. 17.
I think of the teams that underperformed last year, I think you feel pretty bullish about UTEP this year. I'm kind of getting that vibe.
I do.
So that's why
I feel good about UTEP in this one, especially the only thing that could throw this thing off is this is a rivalry game, and so first week rivalry game, a lot of kind of things that aren't measurable, intangibles here, but I'm going to take UTEP and I'm going to say they cover 9.5 points.
Okay. Next one, 6 p.m. Saturday, SMU versus North Texas. SMU 9.5.
I think North Texas is going to be a different looking team this year.
Sure.
And I think that they've got a chance to really boost the confidence of their fans and just say, hey, this program's heading in the right direction. I love Jeffrey Wilson.
Yeah.
I think Alec Morris has a chance to be a pretty solid quarterback.
Right. But it's a debut.
Right.
Not used to it.
SMU's the known.
Right.
North Texas is the unknown. Going with the known. Give me SMU minus 9.5.
You're taking the points. Okay.
I'm gonna take.
I can see taking. I can say taking them, but that's.
I'm gonna say they're gonna cover. I think they win by about 14.
All right. Okay. 2:30 p.m. Saturday, UCLA heads into Kyle Field. Your Aggies, 3. Boy, this is a tough
3-point favorites too over a ranked team, which is really so. This is a home. This is a home favorite here. They're getting basically what they're saying. Generally, in this kind of stuff in gambling, in line setting,
they're giving them the home edge.
They're saying this is a coin flip game on a neutral site,
right?
And they're saying that the home edge goes to the Aggies.
Yeah.
I don't know, because on one hand, I think that UCLA is a pretty good team, and they have the more known quarterback, right, in Josh Rosen.
Yep.
On the other hand, I'll tell you that honestly, if Josh Rosen hadn't said those things, I think I'd go with UCLA in this one. I'm taking the Aggies. I'm taking I think they're going to win by a touchdown. All right. I'm going to take the Aggies minus 3. Give me A&M to cover 3 points.
Okay. All right. Kirk Martin has instilled you with confidence.
Kirk Martin and Bill Connolly. Okay.
Both of them.
These are two guys whose football opinions I trust. I'm going with the Aggies.
I hope they're all right. I hope they are. All right. 6:30 p.m. Sunday. The Longhorns, a 3.5-point dog to the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
So home dog to a top 10 team. Bill Connolly mentioned it that Notre Dame's dealing with a lot of issues. They've just lost a couple of defenders after a off-field incident. I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention. So
guys were pulled over. Ones with guns were immediately dismissed. Lots of issues that you don't want in the weeks leading up to
Texas
the first game.
needs to keep this score low. Texas wants to keep this a 21-10 type or 21-17 type game.
Yeah.
That's the kind of game they can win. If this Notre Dame offense with Deshaun Kaiser and Malik Zaire starts going off, or they start running the ball with Terry Falston, that's bad news bears for Texas. We don't know who's going to start at quarterback. We think it's going to be Shane Buechele.
Right.
For now, I think if this game were 7.5, I'd be really tempted to take Texas.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Notre Dame to cover 3.5 on the road. So I'm going to take that.
All right. And finally, the Grand Poobah. 11 a.m. tomorrow. The Sooners versus the Cougs. The Cougs are 11.5-point dogs.
I think Oklahoma wins this game straight up. I think they do. I'm worried about the Houston secondary. I'm worried about the Houston receiver corps. I'm worried about all those things. And those are things that tend to take time to gel. This Oklahoma offense has a chance to be really good.
Right.
Really good.
Yeah.
And I worry that this young secondary for Houston is going to have some struggles early.
Sure.
That said, I think this game is not a double-digit game. I think this game is close.
Okay.
I'm thinking something like 34-27.
Sure.
Something like that.
Sure.
So I'm taking Houston plus 11.5. But I like Oklahoma to win it straight up, unfortunately.
Yeah. You are the worst. You do hate Houston.
Where are you on this game? Forget the line for a second. Where are you on this game?
I am an Oklahoma hater.
You are.
Who is cautiously optimistic about Houston beating Oklahoma, but not winning as many games as they did last year, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I still think they're probably just as good, but I think they might be a little more unlucky. But I would really like them to beat Oklahoma. I think they have a chance to.
I think they do too. To be clear.
I think it was you. You and I had this conversation as an Oklahoma hater. I don't expect Big Game Bob to outcoach Tom Herman in this game.
Interesting.
I do think, as much as I love Tom Herman, I do think he gets a lot of credit that is heaped on him after a little bit of success. Obviously I'm a huge fan. I can't wait to see what he does for the rest of his career, including this season. But I am convinced on one thing: his intensity and his plan week to week really seems to translate for his players. I think if everyone stays healthy, I really do think they have a decent shot to shock everyone here. That's my heart talking, though. I mean, like logic, looking at everything.
You'd go with Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, right?
Yeah.
Well, just an edge, though. Let me
throw out one more thing.
It's going to be really sobering.
Yeah.
If it's a
Just a
sizable
they come
win
up and
for
it's
Oklahoma,
like 50-55-14 or something.
I don't think that's.
I don't think that's going to happen.
But I do. But even if it was 42-24,
24,
exactly that kind of score, it would be really disheartening.
1 point of order.
Yeah.
If Houston wins this game, it's because they make one big special teams play.
There's probably a fair point.
So,
or they get in Mayfield's kitchen in a way no one really expects them to, with the amount of turnover they've had on both in the secondary and on the defensive.
So to recap, I like UTSA over Alabama State, Texas Tech over Stephen F. Austin. I like Northwestern State plus 47.5 over Baylor. I like TCU over South Dakota State. I like Ohio minus 21 over Texas State. I like UTEP minus 9.5 over New Mexico State. I like SMU minus 9.5 over North Texas. I like A&M minus 3 over UCLA. I like Notre Dame minus 3.5 over Texas. And I like Houston plus 11.5 over Oklahoma. There is free money.